I'm cheap. I don't like to overspend. Welcome back to Glow with Chloe. I am Clonica. I'll be your host for this evening. Just kidding. But in all seriousness, welcome back to Glow with Chloe. I am Clonica. You can call me Chloe or Nika or Clonica, whichever you prefer. Today we are doing episode 3 of our holiday series. Today I'm feeling a little festive Grinch. So if you would like to see how I accomplish this look, please keep on watching. And thank you for coming by. Alright, so we're going to get right into the show. So we're going to start off by priming our lid. Don't do anything without priming. You're painting a wall, you prime a lid. You're doing eyeshadow, you prime your lid.
What made you go with that color?
Well, I did gold for my first episode, and like I had a theme in my mind that I wanted to do. I wanted to do gold, red, and green. I wanted it to be very festive, and so I've did the gold, I've done the red, so it's only right that I do green. Now, I felt a little bit more creative though tonight, and I feel like I'm a little bit more in the Christmas mood tonight than I was the previous night, and I feel a little bit more creative, and so we got a shooting star.
I see. I was even surprised. I was not expecting the star. But hey, you're creative like that.
I feel like the other two looks, though they are beautiful, I was playing it quite safe. And I didn't want to do that tonight.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna make a comment. So, I am JL, Nika's husband.
My husband.
So, working with her, I don't know, like I've never thought I was gonna be a fan of makeup, you know, but what I'm trying to say is, I don't know, I really like the creativity, and I know people, I always know people around that love makeup, and I always thought, well, it's a female thing, right? I've never put my mind into it. Not that I'm going to be an artist, but you know, looking at my wife working so hard on, you know, makeup and making sure she passes her knowledge to other people, and I don't know, I just really love her creativity. When I met her, I knew she was creative, but like I'm super impressed, and keep the hard work, babe.
Thank you, puppy. That's my puppy, y'all. Alright, so my palette looks a little battered, beaded, but this is the BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil palette. This one's been in my archives for a bit. I've had it expired, got a new one. Love this guy. Pigmentation is amazing, and it's cost effective. When I say cost effective, it's not super expensive. It's very cost friendly. You get your money's worth and then some, in my opinion, with this. P.S. A little bit of a deeper introduction to myself. I feel like I've started this channel, but I've never really truly introduced myself. So just a little snippets. I'll give you snippets here and there. A snippet about me. I love makeup, but I'm also cheap. That's it. I'm cheap. I don't like to overspend. So, the theme of most of my looks, I do have products that where I do feel like it's worth the splurge, and I will get them. And it'll take me a while to get them. I have to truly make up my mind that it's worth my money for me to get it. So there's are things that I will, before I even get it, I gotta know that the quality. So I will be on YouTube and I will watch a whole bunch of makeup videos and tutorials on YouTube of people using a certain product, and based off of the quality that I see it's going for, then I'll get it. And there's some things that I've discovered over the years. I'm like, oh, this works great for me. Okay, it's worth the money. I'll get it again. And so, but overall, I'm a frugalista. I'm a frugalista. So that's a little bit about me. So into this feisty green look that we're about to do, I'm going to first start off with this green that is right here. This beautiful dark green. And we're gonna pop that right here in our crease. Excuse me. Hopefully I get this even. Looking good so far. Oh, it's got quiet. I think ages are passing. An update on Christmas spirit. It's getting there a little bit more. It's getting better. Still not 100%.
That siren is loud.
AF. Hopefully, whatever is going on, they're okay. Okay, so that's our starting point. I wanted to start with that line so it gives me first it gets my first color down, and it gets me an idea of where I'm gonna place everything going forward. Now the brush that I'm using, it's a shader brush. I don't know, it has no name. I got this brush off of Amazon, but it is a very flat brush, and as you can see, it's very flat, so it comes to a nice little point, so it's giving me that nice sharp line right here. So we have that color down. I'm then gonna go into this shader blending brush, this nice small blending brush. This is a Real Techniques brush. This brush, Walmart, came in a set, budget friendly as well. So we want to look good, but we still want to save some coins while we're doing it. We're in a pandemic, we ain't got money to waste like that. All right, second color I'm gonna go into is this bright green that's right here. So I'm going to take that brush and I'm going to put this color right on top of our green that we just did. Now, don't be afraid of color. So don't be afraid to swirl your brush in the color and pat it on and get that color deposited where we want it. I would say, don't be afraid of color. Don't be afraid of the color. Don't be afraid of shadow. Just have fun. Jeez Louise, sirens. All right, and we're just blending those two colors together. So now that I have that green on, I have this beautiful light green that's right here at the top. Right there, see that guy? And we're going to, same brush, I'm not gonna change my brush. Dip it in, and then I'm gonna pat that light green right on top of the green we just used. It's almost like a lime green situation. And then we're gonna blend it out.
Magic word, blend. I'm blending.
Blending. When one person needs another, we are blending. But yes, the most important part is blending. Blending is where you're gonna spend the majority of your time, the entirety of your life. Blending is everything. All right, so I have these two colors blending. I have a smaller brush, this little guy right here. This is a e.l.f. brush. So this is a eye crease brush. It's from e.l.f. Also got this at Walmart. You can get it on elf.com. Where else? Probably Ulta. I don't know. But I found it at Walmart. e.l.f. is very budget friendly and actually has really great quality stuff. As you guys seen in previous videos, I love their camo concealers. Not camel toe, camo, as in camouflage.
McDonald's sign. Damn.
Yeah, so I love their camo concealers. I probably will try other concealers soon, but yeah, that's the favorite one I found in terms of cost friendly concealers. It's really good in price, really good in quality, and they don't move. Especially the original, the 16-hour camo concealer, those, they won't move. They literally will stay on your face for 16 hours.
Okay, I was about to ask you, what do you mean by they don't move?
Like, they makeup, depending on how you apply your makeup, it will slide throughout the day.
I'm learning, y'all. I'm learning.
It will move, it will shift. With those camo concealers, they don't move. They stay. All right, so I have this guy right here, this crease brush from e.l.f. So I'm gonna take that brush, I'm gonna dip back into my first green, and I'm going to, you know, make it a little bit deeper. Excuse me.
So they do like Rihanna? They stay like Rihanna? I want you to stay.
No, you and I both know you sing better than that. I'm putting you on blast. But yeah, they stay like Rihanna. Yeah, so I want this to be deeper. As you can see, this is almost a forest green that I have here. The trick to getting the colors that you want is blending and layering. So got my Nomad palette here. This, I don't even know what to call it, but this is a very dark green. But this guy right here, I'm going to take that same crease brush and I'm going to layer that on top of my dark green. Like that, like so. And then I'm also going to bring this down here because I'm going to need it later. So I'm just laying out the blueprint for what I'm going to need later. But yeah. All right, we have ourselves a blending brush in the vicinity, a small blending brush. Let me clean him off. So this guy right here, he's super cute. This brush I got in my Ipsy bag, but you can get blending brushes at Walmart. Like I said, I have a Real Techniques blending brush. I have a whole bunch of blending brushes, I can't lie, but I've gotten them from several places. But I've even gotten brushes from Five Below. I'm frugal, and they've actually surprised me. So don't knock them. You don't have to start off with, you know, thinking makeup can become an expensive hobby. It is an expensive hobby to have, but you can also find really good gems. So with the blending brush, I'm going back into my first green and we're blending, and this is almost like a forest green vibes that we're having here. You see that? Now the trick about blending as well is sometimes going back into colors and layering them until you get your desired blend. So I have my green how I want it, but it has taken away from my lighter green that I've put on earlier. Same brush, I'm gonna brush it off, and then I'm gonna go back into that second green It's just a reminder of what it looks like right here. I'm gonna go back into that with the same blending brush. Gonna tap off the excess, and right above, I'm just going to add that because I don't want it to go away. Like I said, this is a festive Grinch, so we want all our layers to show. Like an onion. I'm joking. That was a terrible joke. And then get my lighter green from earlier. To grab our own area. All right, so that's our first step. That's down. We're gonna go ahead and we're going to cut our crease today. This is a nerve-wracking adventure. So I'm gonna put some of my eye primer on the back of my hand. The first brush that I used earlier, I wiped off that excess green from it as best as I can. I don't need it to be clean. That's why I'm not really necessarily worrying about cleaning off my lid before I cut it as well, because we're gonna go in with a green shimmer, so I'm not stressing over cleaning off the product from my lid first, because I'm not going in with a different shade of color, if that makes sense. Does that make sense, Ben?
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna start here. And I'm just stamping the brush on so I can get a nice crisp line, or as crisp as possible. And I'm taking my time and not breathing while I do this. Because if you mess up the cut, you might as well just start over. In my opinion, at least. I'm not cutting this all the way, so it's kind of like a little past a half cut. But it's pretty much a half cut. I'm just gonna fill in the rest of my lid. Oh, and it's even. Ugh. The makeup gods so far have been on my side tonight, and I am completely grateful. Because there are times where I have tried to cut my crease and I've spent 15-20 minutes just trying to do the cut alone. All right, that is in place. Let me look at it, make sure everything's looking good. I'm gonna take my light green again because I feel like that darker green is speaking out more than I want it to. It's like, look at me, I'm here, and I'm like, chill, bro, chill. Touch this up a little bit. We want our eyes to look like sisters, preferably twins. All right, that's in place. So I'm gonna go into my Juvia's Place, which the Zulu palette right here. We have this beautiful green shimmer that's dead center, if we can see it. I have a oval shadow brush right here, this big old fluffy chunky guy. Love it. There we go. See, there he goes. So I'm gonna take him with that shimmer that we have in the Juvia's palette, and we are going to pat it on to our lid space. Now this shimmer, I'm gonna take it about halfway into, and I'm just lightly but rapidly patting. All right, I'm happy with that color payout and placement. We're gonna go into our Brazil palette. There's this shimmer that's right down here at the bottom, this guy. We're gonna take that on the opposite side of the same brush. Also, another tip about me, I will try to reuse the same brush as much as I can, because sometimes I get lazy and let my brushes build up, and I don't like to wash brushes. So to avoid me having to wash 101 brushes, which I have done in the past, I will try to make one tool work for multiple uses, as you can see in this look tonight. So on the other side of that oval brush, got the darker green shimmer, and I'm just going to pat it on and layer it over my first shimmer. And so by lightly layering it over halfway, we're creating the blend with these two colors. Right, and so I'm gonna turn it back over into the other side, and I'm just gonna pat where they meet and make it nice and seamless. See, like that. As I'm doing this look, for some reason the Grinch song is popping into my head. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Okay, so we have that set. I'm going to go back in with my blending brush from earlier, and then I'm going to take my first green that I went into, and I'm going to pat that right on the outskirts of that color. And we're gonna pat. All right, so we're patting, and then I'm gonna go back into my Nomad palette to that dark green that I use, and I'm going to bring that in. Remember I told y'all earlier I was setting the framework when I was adding it? This is the framework I was talking about. So we're just gonna pat this in. Now the reason I like patting the colors, I feel like I get a more, I get to deposit the color more. So I get to utilize more of that color, and it's not washed out. So I'm getting the full pigmentation of the color. Yeah, so those look about even. Right, get my other green again and pat it over. And let me make sure. Oh, I see a spot right here. And you notice I'm holding the brush pretty much all the way at the bottom. That allows me to apply less pressure, and so I'm lightly holding the brush and lightly brushing and lightly tapping to create my blend. All right, so that is it. I think the most complicated part about this look is the cut, because you have to be precise and patient with it, and then figuring out the star and the liner. Those are the most tedious parts, but other than that, it's a fairly, still pretty simple look, in my opinion. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on eyeliner, black eyeliner, and clean this up, and then we'll be right back to finish off with our glitter liner and our shooting star, and I'll show you how I did that. It's also challenged myself with that, but it's still fairly easy as well, so we'll be right back. All right, so we have our eyeliner on, our eyes are cleaned up. So we're gonna get into the fun part of this look, which is our glitter liner. Now, the glitter that I use is in this Revlon Photo Ready Eye Art that I have here. I'm using the glitter side. So what I did is, and you can use any glitter, you can do eyelash glue and make a straight line and then put loose glitter on top. I personally don't have the patience to do that, nor loose glitter hanging around. I got a well, she's not a toddler, I need not to call her a toddler. I have a small child and glitter, yeah, don't mix that well. So I do have my eyeliner brush here, because the brush that comes in here, it's actually quite chunky. So like, this is the brush that they have in there, and that's not the size of brush that I want. So I have my eyeliner brush, see, it's nice and little. I have my glitter on the back of my hand along with other stuff. Dip that into that, and we're gonna get funky. So I like to use my cheek to balance my pinky, and I'm gonna start from my inner corner and just with nice small strokes, I make my line. And I bring it to about there. All right, got a little bit thick on me, but that looks good. And then I'm going to do a line on top of my black eyeliner. Now I'm just using this really to give me a guideline and act as a background for my star. And so we're just going to Let's say we got a little twinkle. Twinkle, twinkle. It's almost pretty much dry, so I'm gonna just get a little bit more glitter. And then we're gonna fill in our star. And there we go. Might add a few little ones in later on, we will see, but that is the groundwork. This is so cute. Definitely giving me festive Grinch vibes. Definitely. This is the Grinch after his heart was warmed and he was feeling all warm and glowy inside. That's what this is. Let me wipe off my hand real quick because we're gonna get into the nitty. Since you've made it to the end, I hope you enjoyed me creating this what is it? What did we call it? Festive Grinch. Yeah, so this is my green holiday Christmas look. We did a little bit of a shooting star situation on there. Challenged myself a little bit today with you know, playing around with the liner, and yes, this is the Grinch once his heart has been warmed and he's feeling the Christmas vibes and finding the true meaning of Christmas. So I do hope that you enjoyed watching the video and seeing how I accomplished this green look, and I hope that you do like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel to get more fun content, because we are gonna be here every week. Yes, every week we're here. So I thank you so much once again for watching, and thank you, take care, and thank you for spending time here with me at Glow with Chloe.